Hey, let me get my... Hey everyone, how we all doing this morning? we already got requests for... Let me turn that down a little bit. We already got requests for 11.1. Please ask Apple when 11.1 comes out. Will they introduce a feature hopefully replacing unneeded Towner objects in a video like Adobe, but for free? Well done, Apple, on making the magnetic mask. Absolutely. Greetings from Iowa. Really enjoying all the coverage you've given us at the summit. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It's appreciated. All your comments. This is what I... This is the reason that I do these live streams, for people to be able to get the coverage and to see what's actually going on. It's a little bit of effort to do all these live streams and things. It's not, it doesn't just happen naturally. I'm not sure what's going on with the live stream, whatever. So we had a good, excellent day yesterday. There's a couple of highlights. The highlights were Michael Cioni's, he did the keynote. For 90 minutes he talked to the audience, and I got one special, very special clip from that I'm going to play. And one of the other highlights was Fitness Plus. They use Final Cut Pro, and boy, they have an elaborate studio with robotic high-end Hollywood cameras. It's incredible, their setup. I filmed that whole presentation. I'm not going to put together anything while I'm here, but I'll look at it when I get back to the house, back to the studio, back on the East Coast, and see how things are going back there. Alrighty. People are coming in to the live stream. Let me just make sure. It's so weird. Yeah, I don't know why it does that all the time, but it does. Let me get. I'm just going to check, make sure everything's clear. Everything sounds clear. Everything sounds clear. So we had Expo Night last night. It was a lot of people there. I tried to do a live stream the best I could, but it was a little chaotic and stuff. So it was loud as heck, as you can imagine. So it live streams up. I'm going to play a couple of clips from that as well. I got about 4 or 5 clips. Oh, you know what? I got to switch my glasses out. Be right back. Where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? Here they are. My glasses are here. So one of the things that I'm really glad about is I got my Mac Mini waiting for me at the house when I get home Saturday. So that'll be exciting for the Sunday. I'll get that all set up. I'm hoping I can just plug things in and the dock works and everything else works. Let me switch these out. So I've learned I'll also bring 2 pair of glasses with me in case I break a pair or something, so I have an extra pair, because I can't see very well. I can drive and stuff, and I can walk in the room, but I can't read. So I have 2 different pair. This pair is my computer pair, and this other pair is my just normal pair for driving and walking and stuff. So got to switch them out. I'm planning on trying the magnetic mask and the call-out feature in the shorts I am planning on shooting for my educational YouTube channel tomorrow. I think they would make my videos more engaging. What are you doing with your old Macs now? So here's the thing. I had in 2019 Mac Pro, which was one of the best Mac computers I've ever owned in my life. It was beautiful, beautiful machine. Sold that before the Apple Silicon version came out, the Intel version. Put the money aside for a MacBook Pro, for the new MacBook Pros. Initially, I bought a MacBook Pro Max, the M4, and I traded in my M1 Max. And it brought the price down to a reasonable level, what I consider reasonable. Then I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I don't want to sell this M1 MacBook Pro. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to trade it in because I want to keep it. It's a great, great machine. So I went back and took the trade-in off, and the MacBook Pro was over $6,000 that I had ordered. That was with the 4 terabyte SSD, I think. It was over $6,000. I said, I ain't paying $6,000 for a new MacBook Pro. Ain't going to happen. So then I went back, canceled that order, and ordered a Mac Mini Pro. The Mac Mini Pro. Without a trade-in. And it brought it down to less than $3,000. So I cut the price in half because I already have monitors. I already got a keyboard, I already got a mouse. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to get the MacBook Pro. I want to keep this one. So I'm keeping my M1 Max MacBook Pro. It's a fantastic machine. It's got 68 gigabytes of RAM. It's got a 4 terabyte SSD. It's an M1 Max. Everything else is the top end except for the SSD. I love this machine. I didn't want to trade it in. This machine has been used as a desktop 98% of its life. It sits on my desk. It powers my live streams, my video editing, my monitors, a whole 9 yards. So it doesn't really exist as a MacBook Pro. There's 2 times that I want a MacBook Pro. At the Creator Summit, which we are right now, so I can stream live with Ecamm Live. And if I go to NAB, I want to take it there for the exact same reason in April. Other than that, it sits on my desk, and it's virtually a desktop 98% of the time. So I said, I'm just going to get a desktop and then keep this for when I travel for the time being. At some point, I'll get a new one, but I don't want to pay $6,000 for one. I'm keeping this one. This is a great machine. So anyway, I keep my old Macs. I don't trade them in. It's the same with my iPhones. I got an iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I got my 16 Pro Max, and I got my 15 Pro Max. I kept them both. I didn't want to trade it in because I wanted 2 good iPhones with USB-C ports this time around. That's what I wanted. That's what I got. What is that? Oh, that's connected. My 2 phones connected. I put one on top of the other and connected to each other. Whatever. So anyway, yesterday was really, really cool. Thursday. I'm going to play some clips for you. And our friend Sean Beckner over there on Instagram and YouTube. He does woodworking. He has woodworking videos. He's a very, very, very good woodworker. I'm a woodworker, so I can judge what his talents are, and he's very, very talented woodworker. And so we're going to play. Let's go play a clip. I'm going to play a clip for you. This is probably, well, I'm going to play another one first. I'm going to start out slow. Let's do this is just a little clip from last night from the Expo night. Philip Hodges, Gregory Clark, talking to Trevor Horton, Michael Horton's son. This is what the expo looks like. Let me see if I have a... well, here's another one. Ian Anderson coming up filming. This is what the expo looked like last night. Everybody's got their phones out, of course. You know what? I just realized that, that's interesting. Yep. So I used my iPhone. I was planning on using a Mevo Cam for live stream. I was planning on using Evo Cam for live streaming, and I couldn't get it to connect to the hotel Wi-Fi, and it needs to connect in order to communicate with the phone and stuff, and I don't know why, but it just wouldn't connect. So I had to use my backup plan, which was my iPhone 15 or 16 as a continuity camera, and I used that with pretty good results. But when I got too far away from my MacBook Pro, it would freeze up and stuff. So we had that issue, and the other issue was I had to monitor my framing on the live stream. So I have my iPhone 16, my iPhone 15. One was a continuity camera streaming live. One was my monitor of the stream when I was away from the MacBook Pro, but it was like a 5-second delay. So I was filming. I would frame it up and look and wait, and then I'd see if the framing was right. So that's what I did. I watched this morning, and someone was saying your second mic wasn't connected to the receiver, the one on the handle you had. Could have been. I don't know. Did I check it last night? It could have been. But I had one here in my lapel, and usually I was close enough. So when in those situations, I can't monitor the audio. It's too loud. The audio is too loud. Well, let's play. Let me see. Do I have a clip from that? Well, I got a bunch of clips. I got a bunch of clips I'm going to play today. But like I said, highlights yesterday. I could hear the interviewees off of your mic. Yeah, I was close enough, but let me think. Was that mic working? So I plugged the receiver into my MacBook Pro. You know what? I didn't look to see if both mics were turned on, to be honest with you. They were turned on because I saw that, but the receiver, I thought it had both mics. Maybe it didn't. Okay, that's a good point. But anyway, it was way too loud and way too confusing to really do effective interviews. I did a few, but let me go. Since you brought that up, let me go over there and let me see if I have an interview. Well, yeah, I have an interview right here. This was different. This was different. Here's another Expo guy. This guy was watching himself. He was watching the live stream, and then he appeared on it. Then he appeared on the live stream.
One moment. Wait. Hey, here. You're going to come on in a second. It's about a 5-second delay. Oh, yeah. Cool. Everyone like it?
So the expo is excellent. Future Media Concepts is knocking this event out of the park. They have done such a great job. Everybody involved. I saw Ben the first day, and Megan has been there Megan and Elise at the FMC table. Nick Haraz, who's been doing a lot of things in charge of everything. They're doing such a fantastic job. They had a great catered lunch for all the attendees yesterday in the restaurant. They booked the restaurant and they did the catering, and they're going to do the same thing today. Phenomenal job. And of course, the Apple Final Cut Pro team. Let me know what everybody thinks about Final Cut Pro 11. And here's one thing I want to say. I've seen the vast majority of people are very positive about 11, especially the Magic Mask. I keep hearing the comment about the transcribe audio to captions is that the captions can't be, there's not much formatting options in the captions, okay? I'm sure that's going to be forthcoming. I'm sure there's going to be transcribed to titles or transcribed, or either that or just take the captions and make them into titles. I think Philip Hodgetts has a new plugin that does exactly that. That'll take your caption files and make them into formatted text. So that's available now on the App Store. And that solves that problem. But I would think that Apple's going to do something like that in the future as well, natively. That's what I would presume, because everybody's talking about you can't format. Well, that's what captions are. Captions have very limited set of things you can do with them because it's for accessibility. It's not for TikTok videos and YouTube and stuff. It's for accessibility. It's very specific. So I think that'll be forthcoming. I heard that their goal was to meet the standards for television today. Well, like I said, captions have restrictions. Captions have restrictions. You can't use, scribbly fonts and stuff like that. It's for people to read specifically. So that's the first step. Now, here's the thing with Phonica Pro 11. So I'm excited. The Magic Mask looks absolutely incredible, and I'm going to use it. And we're going to play a clip from Brett FX in a little bit that talks about that specifically for one of his plugins. But the Magic Mask, without you being here, you can't imagine how exciting this was. When they took us into the theater and they built up anticipation, we're in a dark theater, anticipation, it's like you're expecting Steve Jobs to come out on the stage. It was incredible the way they did that. Very, very professional, just like an Apple presentation you see on the internet, except we were in the theater live. And they set the bar with this one. It was absolutely incredible. But as far as 11 goes, so we've been talking about 11 for 4 months, 5 months. I said, look, it's probably going to be Final Cut Pro 11 at the Creator Summit. I've been saying that you've been watching Final Cut Pro TVs and Coffees, and so you know. And so I got that right. It absolutely was Final Cut Pro 11. And they released it at the summit. At the end, they said, well, Bill Davis said, well, I'm sure you want to know when this is going to be available for everybody. And then he said, it's available today. That incredible. But as far as Final Cut Pro 11, one of the things we were talking about is why did they jump from 10.8 to 11? Is it a big update? Otherwise, why do it? Well, because I think there's behind-the-scenes things is the reason why this is 11. Under the hood type things. This is the beginning of Final Cut. The beginning, okay, of Final Cut Pro 11. This is not the end of Final Cut Pro 11. This is the beginning. It's the end of Final Cut Pro 10. It's the end of Final Cut Pro 10, but it's the beginning, the introduction of Final Cut Pro 11. They'll be building on Final Cut Pro 11 for 10 years or so, plus or minus, we don't know, but it's going to be years. They're going to be building on the brand new version of Final Cut Pro 11. So features that aren't in this initial implementation of Final Cut, which I want to see an audio mixer, I want to see text-based editing, of course, but this is just the beginning, and they gave us the incredible magnetic mask. Now, there's no way that I was going to subscribe to Motion VFX and their subscription model that they came out with this year. I'm not going to support any of that nonsense. Give people the ability to buy things outright, perpetual licenses. But they had some kind of an AI rotoscoping whatever the heck it was. And from what I understand, this is the Final Cut Pro implementation, which you're getting for free if you bought Final Cut Pro. No subscription, no additional cost here. And it looks really good. People that do a lot of that stuff, I don't do a lot of it up to this point, but I'm going to now because it's so easy to do in Final Cut. I'm going to do it now. They built a foundation with 11 for even more great things. Exactly. This is the beginning of 11. This is not the middle. This is not the end. We have perhaps 10 more years for 11. Do you think there's going to be new features added into the next 10 years? Of course there are. So if you didn't get the feature that you want, well, you have to, hold on a second. Let's wait a little bit. This is not the be-all, end-all version of Final Cut. This is the beginning of version 11. So you have to wait a little bit. Listen, I know, and I can say this because I'm not on the beta team and I'm not giving away any behind-the-scenes things. There is an audio mixer in Final Cut Pro. There's one there. It's been there for years. The same way I heard that the scrolling timeline was there, people have been telling me for years they have a scrolling timeline. I don't know why they didn't turn it on. Well, they finally turned it on after 13 years. Same thing with the mixer. The mixer is there. The mixer's in there. They haven't turned it on yet for whatever reason. The audio mixer. That's forthcoming. Text-based editing, I don't know about. It's got to be coming. It's got to be coming, especially now since they've done the transcription part. This is the first time you can do transcriptions natively in Final Cut. So I think text-based editing will be the next step of the transcriptions. Sean Beckner says, for the most part, motion VFX that you buy outright, they just locked a couple of plugins into subscription. I'm sure they're going to change that with Final Cut releasing the magnetic mask. Okay, so locked a couple of plugins into subscription. That's what I'm talking about. Don't do that to your customers. Make it an option. Don't force them and cram things down their throat. It makes people angry. It makes people angry. It does me, and I won't support that kind of a model. And the other thing is, if you have a subscription and you stop paying, projects that you did 2 years ago, if you open it back up, the plugins don't work there either, so your whole project's ruined. Nonsense. Jamaica is here, loving the Final Cut Pro update. The majority of people really, really like this update, including me. Look, I came in with moderate, below average, below medium expectations because, hey, I don't want to build expectations way up here and then you got to bring them down. So I come in with modest expectations, and they raised my expectations back up to the mid-level. They raised them. The Final Cut Pro team did. 100% agree with you, Sean says. Love the new update. Only found a few small bugs, but it's awesome. So if you find the bugs, you can report them here if it's simple, and we'll get 11.1 or 11.01, whatever they want to call it, at some point with a bug fix. A lot of times there'll be a bug fix within 30 days of a brand new version. So if the bugs get reported, we'll see a new version. Absolutely. Fantastic. So let me know what you think about the update. Post your comments here. So one of the things we want to do is give applause to the Final Cut Pro team. No, I don't want that. This. There we go. To the Final Cut Pro team. Thank you so much for doing such a great update. Doing such a great presentation. It was just through the roof. It was the best presentation I've ever seen at one of these creative summits. So let's watch this video. This is probably my favorite video. Michael Cioni did 90 minutes on stage without a teleprompter. He just had notes on his iPhone. He did 90 minutes on stage for the entire audience with just, he would occasionally glance down at his notes on his phone. The guy's a rock star. But this is one of the clips. I filmed his whole presentation, and this is one of the clips that this is a short clip from his presentation.
Now the mobile space is on fire, and I see people walking around using iPhones as part of their kits. And that's part of their kit. Sometimes it is the kit, right? And for other people, it's an accessory to the kit. That's what Richard's doing right now. It's part of the whole system. It's so powerful and simple. I admire he's got a monopod, he's got dual record audio. I mean, this is it. It's the one-man band is not actually lo-fi anymore. It's amazing. Teams of one were never possible.
So that's Michael was pointing out to me. I filmed him, and I had the monopod, and I had two cameras. I had my Lumix X5 Mark IIX up there, and I had my iPhone 16 Pro Max. So I have a wide shot and a close-up shot, and the Lumix obviously does a better job with it's a full-frame camera and stuff. And Michael I've known Michael for years. He's been on Final Cut TV and Final Cut Pro Radio. And he pointed out that I, was filming back there, mobile filming setup with monopod and stuff, and I've talked to him since then. So that was a highlight for me, Mr. Michael Cioni. So if you export a file and then make a small change, like disabling a title and re-export, it does two things. It reopens the share window behind Final Cut Pro. You'll notice if you're not full screen. The second thing is, because of the first bug, some keyboard shortcuts stop working and Finder stop working while the Final Cut is in the background. Okay, so back up your keyboard shortcuts. I have a copy of my Logic Pro, Final Cut Pro keyboard shortcuts in iCloud, and I can download them from anywhere and re-upload them. So. I need to find out how to remove myself from a video and add me to a white background. I think it would be possible. Just need to find out. Might look at some of the videos on YouTube, of course. If you make a magnetic mask of yourself, then click on the silhouette and the magnetic mask effect. It will isolate you. Then you can put the white generator behind it. Great tip. Great tip. Are you going to be doing a podcast when you get back? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll be doing the Final Cut Pro Radio podcast, which has been going on for 10 years, starting January, something like that. 10 years, Final Cut Pro Radio. And I won't be doing Final Cut TV and Coffee on Saturday because I'll be traveling. I won't be getting back till later in the evening. But maybe we'll do one during the week. We'll have to see. The keyboard shortcuts work, the shortcuts in the Finder. I see, gotcha. It just disables them temporarily till you reopen Final Cut Pro. And it's not all shortcuts, just some of them. That's very interesting. That's an interesting thing that's happened there. That's good to know these bugs. I'm sure they're going to fix these things. Of course they're going to fix them. That's just the way they are. Just going to check over here. Yep. Good deal. So I have my MacBook Pro, the M1 Max MacBook Pro right here, 2021. And to my right, I have my iPad Pro as a second monitor. And that is fantastic. Are you on a S5 Mark IIX now? No, I'm on the built-in camera for the MacBook Pro because it's so easy. I don't have to worry about setting up cameras and HDMI things and stuff. I just set them up easy. It's very easy setup. I love mastering one editing software, and that's Final Cut Pro. I don't like the idea of jumping from software to software. Absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing. This camera is absolutely amazing. It's a 1080p camera. Finally, that's one of the things that I wanted. Now I have an external microphone. I don't have a. I'm not using the MacBook Pro microphone. I found this microphone is a little bit louder. It's actually the Movo double mic that I use when I'm filming with my camera, and I connected via USB-C to the MacBook Pro, and it's working really, really well. I have the MacBook Pro, so here's the Movo double mic. Now I'll turn that off and turn the MacBook Pro mic up. Okay, this is the MacBook Pro microphone, and people said it sounded better than the DJI mic for the live stream, except for the background noise. Well, I had the fan on in the room, so I turned it off, and people said it sounded good. Let me turn that up. I'm sorry, I had it turned down. So this is the MacBook Pro microphone. This is the MacBook Pro microphone, but I think that the Movo double mic, the external USB microphone, sounds better. Let me know in the comments. This is the MacBook Pro microphone. This is the Movo double mic microphone. Both mics sound great, just quieter is all, but the Movo mic is great. It really, really, really is good. I mean, I can listen to the live stream, plus I can see the sound level is much higher than the MacBook Pro microphone, so absolutely. Hello, how are you doing? This has been a fantastic Creative Summit. Last year was really, really good because we have an influx of a lot of young people who were involved with Final Cut Pro. The Movo picks up a little more background noise. My ears are kind of ringing from the expo last night. I don't really hear any background noise. The fan's turned off. We'll have to see how that goes. The Movo is fuller. That's what when I listen back, that's what it sounds like to me too. Both sound good though. I'm amazed. Two things. This is why I didn't want to get rid of this M1 Max MacBook Pro. Look at the camera. The camera's doing a great job. It's a 1080p camera in the top. It's very easy to worry about setting up cameras and syncing audio and stuff. And then the audio of the MacBook Pro sounds phenomenal. If I don't have an extra microphone, I have an extra microphone. I have 50 microphones at my house because I have a recording studio. So I have lots and lots of microphones to try out this and that. And in my studio, I have a high-quality studio mic. It's the Neumann TLM 103. It's the same one that Howard Stern uses on the radio. And it's a great microphone, and it sounds, superb in the studio. But mobile, I'm not bringing any of that crap. I'm just going to use my iPad Pro, and I'm using the MacBook Pro, and I'm using the external microphone because I think it sounds a little bit, I like the sound a little bit better than the built-in, but both of them are back. Both of them are fine. I want to be back next year, absolutely. I have update to Final Cut Pro 11 and try the magnetic mask, and it seems interesting but not that accurate. Needs to do it frame by frame. Really? From what I've seen, it was very accurate, and you can adjust it. You can adjust it as necessary. So, love my M3 Max, my first Apple Silicon computer, picked up in January. The web camera is impressive, and overall it's just a great machine. The M1 machine you're using is still insanely good. I've been editing on this without any issues for years, and that's why I initially traded it in to get. It was like the Apple offered me $1,335 or $1,340, whatever, $1,335 on a trade-in, and I initially said, okay, that brings that $6,000 price down into the $4,000 range, little over $4,000, upper $4,000. I said, okay, I'll go ahead and buy that, and then I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I don't want to trade this MacBook Pro in. I've had it for a long time. I'll keep it for the Creative Summit. I'll keep it for NAB if I go to NAB. But that's the only two times I really use it as a mobile device. And I need it because I got to use Ecamm Live when I stream. It doesn't run on the iPad or the iPhone. And I wouldn't, it doesn't make a difference. I wouldn't use it anyway. I need the bigger screen, and I use the iPad Pro for a second screen. So I don't need it. I need a desktop, so I got the Mac Mini Pro. Mac Mini Pro. I am running M1 Max 16-inch. Seems to be Final Cut Pro is slow, and I guess we need to upgrade to M4. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think try a brand new project with some brand new clips and see how it runs for you. I tried it out. I did yesterday, and it was fine. But I mean, I'm not doing a big project or anything. Any exciting sessions today to Summit? Absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to go down and help Steve Martin. He's help him with some lighting for his presentation at 10 o'clock. There's accessibility, and one of our, as a matter of fact, let me put this up here. One of our sponsors, these are our sponsors for the Creative Summit. Coremelt, our friend Roger Bolton, of course, over here, Coremelt. And then we have FMC, which is a sponsor, and we have a new sponsor, A Move, which Sam Messman's involved with. So all three of those, I mean, Cormelt's not here, but A Move is doing a session that I'll be taping for them. So I want to do that, and there's also one more sponsor, and that is all the listeners out there who buymeacoffee.com. Over $100 so far, $100 and some odd dollars that the listeners that watch these live streams have bought coffees for me, and I bought 2 different meals, and I'm going to go up to Target this morning and get a little more food and stuff. So this is another. You all are doing a great job over there at buymeacoffee.com. Fantastic job. So those are all the sponsors that are helping finance this live stream going forward. I'm working on a big project in M1 Max and didn't see any difference in performance with new Final Cut Pro version. That's what my limited experience. I did download to Sequoia. I have 3 Mac OSs on this MacBook Pro. I have Ventura, Sonoma, and now Sequoia on 3 different volumes, and I downloaded Final Cut Pro 11 on the Sequoia volume and just played with it yesterday, and it seemed okay. How you doing, Milcore Pictures? What a nice thing to say. You're a national treasure with these streams. I got to get back to work. Hope to see you there next year. Absolutely. That's a very, very nice thing to say. Absolutely. I appreciate it. It's a bit of work. It's a bit of work and a bit of expense, as you can imagine, a bit of expense. So, and planning, I plan these things out at the house and they work, and then I come here and something's, it doesn't work quite right. I got to have an alternative plan. But as far as, let me see what's going on this morning, and I'll tell you what's going to go on. I know Steve Martin's got let me pull this up, program. Fitness Plus was very impressive yesterday. They had a big, big professional organization. So let's see what we got here. This is what we have for today. We have making media accessible for all, starting up. This is the Steve Martin one. He's doing a multicam editing from iPad to Mac with his daughter as a subject matter. She's going to be playing the ukulele and singing, and she's very good. And then we have cinema therapy with our friend Brad Olson and Alan Seawright and Trevor Horton as well. And then we have Jen Jager, get found on YouTube, how to optimize your content in 2024. And this is the A Move Anywhere post, Sam Messman and Jeff Greenberg. And I think maybe, I'm not sure if Brad's going to be doing something there or not. I can't remember. Automatic Duck, West Plate, Q&A with Chris Hawking, how he works in Final Cut Pro, animating 2D and 3D characters in motion. I got to go over there and film a little bit of him because this guy's been asking me if I filmed him. I got to make sure I'm gonna film a little bit, film a little bit of these, and I'm going to film this entire session because they're a sponsor, A Move. I'll film their entire session, and I'll film a little bit of this and a little bit of this and maybe a little bit of this. I'm going to help Steve set up with the light that I have with me. And then we have Mark Spencer again. Let me turn that off. And we have Mark Spencer again with another motion setting. And motion setting, create magic in motion. And Ian Anderson again. And then we have Tyler Stallman, who I watch on YouTube and stuff because he does some mobile things. And then we have this dialogue with Apple, Q&A with the Final Cut Pro team. Now you have to submit your questions in advance this time. I don't know if they're taking any live questions. I think maybe last year they were a little bit uneasy about some of the questions, or they weren't quite. They weren't quite expecting some of the questions, so now they have to do the questions. You got to submit them in advance. So that's a lot of highlights again. This is the best, absolutely hands down the best Final Cut Pro event in the world anywhere. This is the best one. This is the epitome. Color Finale, Motion VFX plugin work well. You had problems. I don't use either one of those plugins, so I didn't have any problems myself. I'm going to close this down. Make sure they have enough room for everything. Let's go over there and watch. I'm going to play the
So thank you for your comments about the audio. Noisy but understandable, that's okay because we can still hear you. Thank you very much for giving those comments. It's, let me see, what time is it? 7:35. We'll have to see, I might do a little one. Well, I'll wait till tomorrow morning to do another live stream. I just wanted to give a little walk around. It's a little difficult. I'm using continuity camera. I already got you on camera multiple times. Can't you read?
Oh, sorry.
So, Brett, what did you think about the announcement yesterday, Final Cut for 11?
For 11 was wonderful. I mean,
What do you like specifically? Everything?
I really like the magnetic mask because you know what? That's going to be a great feature for people to cut people out and add outliner effects.
There you go.
To the magnetic mask.
That's a great idea. That's,
you can put electricity around people. You can put a glowing mask. You can put all kinds of great stuff.
Outliner, does it just trace around the mask?
Anything with it, anything that's cut out with an alpha channel or whatever. So
and it goes around the edge of the mask. Is what it does.
Yeah. Gives you an outline. Something I'm not sure why we don't have an outline feature in Final Cut Pro, but I'm glad we do.
It's Brett from Brett FX. He has the outline feature. And so Sean Beckner says, does the magnetic mask work in motion? You know, I don't think the magnetic mask is in motion, so I'm not sure how that works. I don't think it's in motion, which is kind of interesting. Maybe it'll come in a future update. I mean, they updated motion to 0.9 something, 5.9 or 4.9, 5.9, I guess they did. For the moment, there is only English for the subtitles, yes, but that will, once again, this is version 11.0. We probably have 10 years before we have to worry about Final Cut Pro 12, 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, whatever. There's going to be plenty. There'll be lots of feature updates to Final Cut Pro 11 between now and the next 10 years, whatever. Do we want them yesterday? Of course. We want all the features that we want them yesterday. It's not the real world, not the way it works. So we have to wait for the features, but they will be getting here. I'm going to, before I leave, I'm not done yet. I got some more things to do. But before I leave this morning, I'm going to run over to Target to get some fruit and stuff for the next 24 hours. Heading back to the East Coast tomorrow morning, but we have a full day of events still. This is the event. If you can possibly get to this next year, it's stunning how the quality of this event. Is it expensive? Yes. It's a premium event. I should say. Magnetic mask will work for inserting graphics between town and background gestures over, not under graphics. That's a good point. And like Brett said, you can use his outline feature with the alpha channel. And you can outline, if you use a magnetic mask, you can outline them now with his plugin. It's a good plugin. And then Philip's got the plugin that does, I think his does changes the caption into titles that are editable, and you can change the color and the font and the background and stuff like that. So I think that's his plugin. It's almost like Philip knew what was coming in this update, Final Cut Pro. Yes, based on another Apple tech, I think Apple Intelligence for the subtitles, more languages will be added in the future when the tech also supports it. Absolutely. That's what I've heard as well. Fantastic. So tonight is, I'll come back on tonight for sure to do one more of these, because we're going to do Q&A with the Apple team today. So I don't think there's going to be any great secrets revealed, but it'll be an interesting conversation. Now, they very well could say this Q&A is only for the attendees of the Creative Summit. They very well could say that. They have in the past. Thank you very much. They have in the past said that it's supposed to stay in this room, all the conversation, because then they can be more forthcoming. If they think you're going to take it and spread it out on the internet, they won't say as much. They might be more forthcoming if they feel confident you won't say anything. But I think that 2 thumbs up for Final Cut Pro 11 at this point. It's the beginning. It's not the be-all, end-all version of Final Cut Pro 11. It's the beginning. It's the first step in the new version of Final Cut Pro. I forget what this does, but let's try it. 2 thumbs up. There we go. Explode. 4th of July explosions. That's what I thought. So that's what we get for Final Cut Pro 11. Like I said, my expectations were down here, and they certainly raised them 2 years in a row now they've done that. Let's go back and watch. I think we have one more video. This is the fitness video. This is a typical classroom. Let me turn this on. a typical classroom that they had. This is how the sessions look in the big room. Everybody has their sessions here. So this is just a little bit of their video.
To ensure we can consistently produce this volume with high quality, 5 days a week, 12 months a year, we needed an amazing space to bring this vision to life. The solution was to build one of the most technologically advanced production studios in the world. Our studio is located in the heart of Santa Monica, which has historically been known as the center of the health and fitness world.
So I filmed their session. I filmed Michael Cioni's session. I'm going to film a Moves session today since they're a sponsor. They sponsored my trip here to California. Then I'm going to put the sponsors back up on the live stream right now. Cormelt, of course, our friend over there. Let's do this. A Move, FMC, Cormelt, absolutely. And not only these are 3 sponsors, but all the listeners that buy me a coffee over there at buymeacoffee.com. Each and every one of you is appreciated. I'll be going out and getting some more coffee and food this morning. And whenever I buy it, I remember who bought it for me. Appreciate that. This is Final Cut TV, of course. And like I said, I won't be doing Final Cut TV and Coffee Saturday because I'll be on an airplane flying back. But I will do one next Saturday, and I might do one during the week. I'll probably do one during the week for a recap. Bit of a recap for that audience that wants to talk more about Final Cut Creative Summit, FCP Creative Summit. They're knocking it out of the park here. So I'm gonna finish up, and we'll do another live stream today after Apple's Q&A. So the Q&A, what time is the Q&A? It goes till 6:15. So you could probably figure. I can't record that. You can't take pictures. You can't record audio. Can't do anything like that. You have to just. I'm going to take notes this time. I'm going to take notes. So. Probably another live stream tonight. I think I did 7:30 last night. I'll probably do 7:30 again tonight. We'll have to see. May do 8 o'clock or even 9 o'clock, depending on what's going on down there. I start getting tired because I'm still on East Coast time when I'm down there, so we'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, I'm going to go to, thanks to Buy Me a Coffee, I'm going to go get some coffee and some food over there at the Target, take my morning walk out there, get ready for the day's presentation. And I want to do 2 things. All you that are watching and support this channel, subscribe over there. Thank you very much. That's to all you. I really appreciate it. And thanks to the Final Cut Pro team for Final Cut Pro 11. That's not what I want. I want balloons. I want this. There we go. Thanks to the Final Cut Pro team, they do watch this live stream. They did a superb job. If you've been here in the past, this was the best. Their presentation and that beautiful, beautiful developers theater was absolutely the best. So, that's phenomenal. I'll interview some more people today, have more clips. I'll get home and I'll assemble things and I'll start editing it on my new Mac Mini Pro with Final Cut Pro 11. I got to get plugins and stuff organized and get over there. But I'll start editing that and I'll put together some clips for during the week. I'll do another Final Cut TV live. Maybe we'll do and coffee one morning because I can't do this Saturday. Maybe I'll do a makeup version. And you'll see more clips and more clips and more clips and more clips. All right, everyone, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, each and every one of you who support this channel. Don't forget to subscribe over there at YouTube. Like and subscribe, ring the notification bell, all that stuff. And you can buymeacoffee.com and support this channel. Support me for my trip to the summit, lots of people have already done that. Let me go over here real quick. We'll do that. Lots of people have already bought bought me a coffee, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Here we go. So this is the supporters I edit projects. You got just some coffees. Excellent, excellent. Someone bought me a coffee. Someone bought you 2 coffees. I don't think it's the same someone. I think maybe 2 different someones. Matthew Pate, of course, our friend. In-N-Out Burger on me. Thank you. Tim Musto. Absolutely. And we'll show more. We have more people here. Tim again. X-Jazenberg. Dan Dillman. Joe Wilson bought 10 coffees. Joe Wilson bought 10 coffees. He paid for a meal for 2. Absolutely. Our friend Daniel, who keeps on buying coffees, and our friend Sean Beckner. And Sean did a little video.
Hey Richard, just want to say appreciate you and everything you do for me. Thanks for all the support and all the shout outs you give me. It means a lot. Thank you for the tips and all the good stuff to buy. And I hope you get to buy a couple coffees with us. So thank you.
Absolutely. And we have another Jan. Love your live stream on Saturday. Someone bought me a coffee. Now Daniel bought another one. It's fantastic. It's really, really appreciated. I'll put the link over there on YouTube. Right here. It's interesting that they know that I'm the owner of the channel, and I can put a link in there. There's the link. But other people, I don't think, can put links in the comments. That's what I've seen so far. Phil H. also has a caption translator app in addition to the closed caption. Yes, he has 2 caption apps. It's almost like he knew what was coming. I find Cormelt has fallen behind and more expensive than its competitors. Just my opinion. I like Cormelt. They're one of my favorite plugins. And there is the link for buymeacoffee.com. Please feel free to buy me a coffee and support my trip to the Creative Summit and my FCP radio podcast and FCPX.tv, the longest running Final Cut Pro website in the world in existence. I've been doing it for 13 years. That's something like that. FCPradio.com, 10 years. The podcasts for Final Cut Pro. These live streams, Final Cut TV and Final Cut TV and Coffee. And I have over there on X, Twitter, I have the Final Cut Pro community. We have 200. We've broke through the 200 member barrier. Now we're up to, I think, 220 members over there on X. How many people are watching on X right now? Yeah, we got a dozen people, over a dozen people watching on X. X is about the same amount of people as YouTube that watch these live streams. Thanks to each and every one of you. It's appreciated. I'll be back tonight after we have the Q&A with the Final Cut Pro team. And I won't do my normal Saturday, but I'll make an effort to do another Final Cut TV and Coffee during the week next week, because I got a new Mac Mini Pro and I got a new version of Final Cut Pro. I'm not going to just sit here. I'm not going to sit here and do nothing. I'm going to do stuff. I'm going to put some of these videos together from today, from yesterday, from my trip. Oh, I'll probably do a live stream from the airport. I'll probably do a live stream from the airport when I get there on Saturday morning. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll talk to you later.